Hey guys, this is Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, and today I'm going to be talking about Combat Arms Reloaded, the new massive update for Combat Arms. Now in this update we're going to be getting matchmaking, a new user interface, new graphics, rebalancing of weapons, and GP and NX equality, and today I'm going to be giving my opinion on Combat Arms Reloaded as a whole, and overall is it worth you guys downloading Combat Arms in order to go and try out this update. Now, if Combat Arms Reloaded doesn't go and really ring a bell, basically Nixon, what they did, they went and took Operation Janus, which was the name for this whole update, and renamed it to Combat Arms Reloaded. Personally, I think this is a great marketing tactic in order to go and say, okay, Combat Arms Reloaded, it means something, it's okay, the game's getting revitalized. Operation Janus, it signified basically nothing, and nobody really cared about it. However, the name Combat Arms Reloaded is a big double-edged sword. The reason why, well, if the update turns out to be utter shit and nobody likes it, then not only will the current players, they'll leave the game, but anybody that downloads the game in order to go and try it, they will just instantly uninstall. So it's really important that Nexon gets this update right, and that's what I'm going to be talking about for the rest of this video. First up, matchmaking, and it's pretty simple. Basically, what you have is casual and you have ranked. With casual, you click what mode, you click what map pool, you go into game, and when the match is gone and ended, you vote on what map you want to go and play on next. But with that said, a lot of people would be asking, what about custom rooms? Well, with custom rooms, they are not going away. You could just go and press the button, you can go and create a room, you can go and join a room. Overall, there's filters as well, so that functionality is not going away. Now moving into ranked, we have two different forms. The first form is standard, where all weapons are available, and then we have hardcore. With hardcore, there has been a predetermined pool of weapons and gear that you'll be able to go and use. Everybody's been talking about overpowered weapons, but we'll talk about that later in the weapon rebalancing section. But with hardcore, you go and say, okay, a competitive combat arms, there is still a lot of elements of the game that don't really go and fit that mold. For example, extremely high movement speed gear, and then you have certain types of mines and grenades and whatnot. That is not competitive, and therefore it has been filtered from that mode. Now talking about the user interface, it kind of does its job, but overall it is a bit of a mess. It gets people into game, which is really, really good, but it's incredibly difficult in order to go and buy and equip weapons, incredibly difficult in order to go and find the settings. Overall, it is a bit of a mess, and it really does need a lot of improvement in order to go and hold up to what is expected of an update like this. Now talking about the weapon rebalancing, we had a little bit of a sneak peek in the latest beta, and overall I was quite impressed. You take the bad weapons, you make them better. You take the really good weapons, you make them a little bit worse, and hopefully everything goes and sorts itself out in the middle. In Combat Arms, there is a few weapons that are outright broken. The Dual Scorpions, the Orphis, the Max's R870 shotgun, the M4A1 SOT mod custom. These weapons are utterly broken, and with this new update, they are going to be toned down. Now, I don't know what this actually implies in game, since I haven't played with these guns in particular, but with that said, when I get my inventory in this game, I will go and try out these weapons and then really go and grill if these weapons are not nerfed to a sufficient extent. Now, out of this whole update, the thing that I'm most looking forward to is the GP and NX equality. Everything in the shop will be available for GP and NX, which is a really, really good thing. Nexon has gone and said also that the prices for the NX weapons will be reduced. Now, again, everything will be available in both shops. Why would you go and spend an NX? Well, with NX, you can go and buy the weapon for permanent more than likely, and the prices of these permanent NX weapons will be significantly reduced. The implementation of mist crates and whatever, will they still be in the game? We're not 100% sure at this point, so hopefully down the line when update goes live, I'll make a video and then I'll be able to go and inform you guys of these really, really big changes. Now, moving on to the stuff that I am really, really disappointed in. I talked about the user interface before. I'm very disappointed in that. Now I'm going to be talking about the new HUD, and I'm going to be talking about the new graphics. Now, starting off with the HUD. The HUD, it's not inspiring, it's minimalistic, which is nice, but overall, there is no reason to go and replace the current HUD that we have in the game right now. Overall, of course, the HUD can be worked on, and it's a relatively simple process, but design is basically non-existent with this HUD. It's just putting random numbers in random places and overall hoping it goes and works out. Obviously, whoever's going to design the HUD does not know how to go and design anything, and that needs to be reworked somewhere down the line. Moving on to the new graphics, and this is where the source of my disappointment comes from. Everything about these new graphics makes absolutely no sense. The fact that you need an i5 and a 970 in order to go and play these graphics on recommended settings, which is not even max, is completely ludicrous, and overall it is a buggy, low optimized mess, and I suggest nobody to go and play it. Stick to Engine 1. It now has the 1000 Hz mouse fix, so you can go and run your gaming mice, and overall you'll be able to go and play Combat Arms no problem on that. Engine 2 needs to be completely reworked. Combat Arms with its new light map and new textures, put that on Engine 1 and it would be absolutely perfect. Having these unnecessary effects just goes and drags down my system, and that is completely detrimental in a game where you need as many frames per second as possible given the twitchy nature of this shooter. So overall, we have a very mixed bag. I suggest to go and download the update when it goes live in a few days. Go and try it out. I've tried out all the elements over the past year or so, and I can say that is, as I said before, it's a mixed bag. We've got some good stuff, we've got some bad stuff, and you have to go and make up your opinion. But one thing that has not changed is the gameplay of Combat Arms. It is fast, it is frantic, it's the reason why I still play this game. The big arsenal is still there, the community is still there in parts, but overall I'm very, very, very happy. Now with that said, I can also go and announce, I got a little bit of information down the grapevine, that Australian servers will be available at the launch of Operation Janus. I didn't want to make a separate video, I just wanted to go and put it in here, but that'll be very, very good if you're an Australian player. South American servers, we'll have to go and hear about that maybe a little bit later on, but there's some inklings down the pipeline that could be a possibility as well. But with that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go and give it a like rating. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from Down Under, out.